Because he is in control and because we belong to him. He knows the weakness of his flesh. Because he became flesh. He can identify with the flesh. He created the flesh. And now, if there are no questions coming on last week, verse 9 closed out with, and Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. And it shows us how sin can overflow on others. See, a lot of times we think that our sin is just our sin. But no, our sin always overflows onto others. It's never just a private sin that's going to affect you and you only. It always affects someone else also. And with him, Abraham, being a man of God, a prophet of God, the father of faith, can you imagine how small that he'll feel? And he feels after being caught telling lies. With that being said, and that can hurt more than anything else. And then after being caught in lies, then you got to confess what you have done. One of our biggest problems is confession. You see, without confession, there can be no forgiveness. Because without confession, there's no admittance that there's a problem. So if you don't admit that there's a problem, you'll never ask forgiveness for the problem. So then that means that that sin will be hanging over you. With that being said, if there's no question or comment, we'll start tonight with verse 10.
Abimelech said unto Abraham, what did you see that caused you to do this thing?
So now come on, Abraham, you need to explain this to me. So the king of Abimelech sharply rebuked Abraham. What did you see that caused you to do such a thing, Abraham? What caused you to distrust and fear so much that you would lie? That you would shame your wife and endanger the king and his people standing there in the court before the king? Abraham was being sharply rebuked. His heart must have been pounding and his emotions flooding with fear for his life because he knew the king had the power to take his life. Shame because of the embarrassment around those that so many that was under him. He felt guilt of the sin that he had done and disappointment for having failed God so miserably. Unknown to Abraham, God was taking care of him. But God, in his love and sovereignty, was also chastening his dear believers through human rebuke. And what we hate is chastening. But he said those that he loved, he will chasten. So God was keeping and securing the believer through the chastisement of human rebuke. Abraham did not know this, standing there wondering if the king was going to execute him for endangering the whole kingdom. God was in charge. He would discipline and correcting the believer all through the human rebuke of the king. God sees to it that we are often rebuked and corrected by other people. And that is so embarrassing. And this is one of our problems. We don't want to be corrected when we're wrong because we're embarrassed about what we've done. And instead of us repenting, we get defensive and even sometimes want to fight because of it. So God sees to it that we are chastened so that we will repent and begin to follow him anew. You see, we cannot repent and turn back to be restored until we can admit, man, I'm messed up.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the biggest thing that we want to accept within ourselves, is that I'm messed up. Matter of fact, if Abraham, as he looked at it, he said, I'm quite sure Abraham started thinking in mind, man, I'm a low-down person to shoot my wife out there like that. This is the second time. How many people want to say that they are low-down person? I mean, think about it. But now, the thing about it is what Abraham had to face is the truth. That's what we don't want to face, is the truth. But the truth is the truth, and it don't change because we don't like it. It don't change the brakes off. Guess what? When you get finished, the person laying down there still told you the truth. It don't change. So is there any question or comment with what we see here with happening with Abraham and how we need to learn how to humble ourselves? That's why Abraham can be called the father of faith. Through all of this, Abraham had to learn to humble himself. Help me with that. Our problem, we are so puffed up that we don't want to humble ourselves. And we got to learn how to humble ourselves. We want to put ourselves in position of being more important than the Son of God himself. Because what happened to him, we're so important that we don't will not allow it to happen to us. And if it was anybody in power to stop anything that happened to him, he would. Yes, sir.
I was just thinking about that when you said like the truth, you know, and then like thinking about how you said, you know, the truth will make you free. Mm-hmm. And then like, you know, if you want to be free, you know, some people be like, they're going to hear the truth, but they don't want to hear the truth. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then like what Abraham, that thing that's like when he told Abimelech saying that Abraham going to pray for you, you know, and it's like when Abraham heard the truth, they're saying that why would you even do this? You being like a man of God, you know, a prophet of God, and then like him being able to accept that, like, yeah, I messed up, instead of just being like, man, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like us, you know, I'd be like, man, I don't want to hear that, but you know, it'd be like, man, you know what you got, you can't be doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? And it just like it get to me sometimes. I mean, like not like get to me, but like, you know, it get in my mind all the time about like the truth and being like Jesus is the truth, you know, and the word is the truth. And then you got like people be like, man, I don't want to hear that, you know, but either you can accept the truth, you know, or you ain't got to. But that's why he gave us a free will. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to hear the truth, that don't make it not being the truth because you don't want to hear it. You know, and then just because, like, when he said that's not, you know, steal or bear false witness, you know what I'm saying? You hear that, but that don't mean you're going to do it because you got free will. But it's still going to be the truth. And if you accept the truth, then you free from the truth. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say, like, the truth will make you free by just, you know, grasping the truth. Because you can hear something and then, like, let it go brush on by. But then, like, when you hear it and you grasp it, like, and start like, man, I want to know more about the truth. You know, that what brings more truth to you, to your acknowledgement, to where you can understand it. And that will make you free.
And that is correct. That's why the word of God do one out of two things. It's going to draw you near, or it's going to drive you far. So those that want to hear the truth, they get drawn near. Those that don't want to hear the truth, they get driven out. But the truth still stands. It's going to draw you, or it's going to drive you. When the truth draws you, it draws you all the way into eternity. When it drives you all the way to hell. With that being said, let's find out why Abraham felt the way that he did to do what he did. Let's look at verse 11.
Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they were killed for my wife's sake.
So now, Abraham did not know that God had appeared to the king in a dream. In Abraham's mind, he had only one hope, only one chance to save himself before the king. Tell the truth. And that's one of the things that we don't like to tell. Is the truth. We don't want to hear the truth. And when it comes down there about done stuff, we don't want to tell the truth. So it's like the truth. But now the truth is what makes us free. And I've come to find out you might get yourself in trouble for telling the truth, but it won't be as bad as telling a lie and then getting caught, because the truth gonna still be the truth, whether you tell it or not. He had to confess his sins and shame, trusting that God will move upon the king's heart to spare him from execution. Abraham was, of course, confessing before God while he was confessing to the king. Confessing to a person that one has sinned against him is the most difficult confession to make. Man, I stole your stuff. He confessed the sin of fear, of not trusting God to take care of him and Sarah. He feared the Philistines, that they would kill him for his wife. Know why he feared them? Because he did not sense a fear of God among the Philistines. They were living just as all the other people in Canaan were living, selfish, immoral, and lawless lives. So Abraham feared that their selfish, immoral, and lawless spirit would take action against him. So he feared, his fear was greater than his trust of God, at least in these circumstances. And that is one of our biggest problems today. We have more fear of man than we do of God. We should be fearing God, being the one that can kill the body and the soul. We fear man that can only be a pawn for God. I don't care how bad or good it is. God is in control of it bad. God is in control of it good. And at the end of everything, God gonna make all things work out for us that we have to go through for our good. There's nothing that's not gonna work out for our good. But it's also showing us, even us as believers today, you know, it's showing us back then Abraham was looking at what he thought. He was fearing what he could see. And that was that they could kill me. He's a king. He got an army under him. He had the authority to take my life. And I can see him. He's standing right there. But you see, with God, our problem is he's right there because he said, I'll never leave you, not forsake you. But guess what? We don't see him. So what do we feel? We feel what we can see instead of feeling what we cannot see, who is the God of God and Lord of Lords and King of Kings. So what happened was Abraham fell short in his faith due to fear of man. Why do you think we go along with stuff so many times? Because we fear the consequences of what's going to happen to us when we resist. So we kind of go along. It's just like children in school. Our children in school go along with a lot of things that the other children are doing because of the peer pressure that's on them, and they fear being rejected. They fear being ostracized. They fear being different. They fear being talked about. So because they fear these things, they kind of go along. Why? Because they want to blend in. And we be so hard on our children because we don't take time to try to understand what they're going through. Now, what I mean by that is, sometimes we need to think, all of us been there. So we need to think about what they're going through. Look at how much distraction that children have today. They don't have a moment of rest. Do you know why? Their distraction is in their hand.
Telephones.
And we make sure that they have the distraction.
Yep.
I mean, that's us, man. Now, and then we wonder why they don't study the word. The word is over there, but the distraction is right here. It's just something for us to think about. And we got to pray more for our children. Just like we have to pray for ourselves. Because we cave under pressure also. Mm-hmm. Whether it's on jobs, whether it's in the family, whether it's the community. Because you got family members who want you to do a certain thing a certain way. And they all kind of team up on you. And you start looking all around and this, I'm just tired of this. They just beat me down. So the fear of being ostracized, I just kind of blend right on in. So this is what Abraham did here. He blended into what he thought he could see because of the fear. He said they don't fear God. And anytime a person don't fear God, now there's something wrong with those people. Any question or comment, we'll get into verse 12 so we can get on through and see what else Abraham doing here. So he said the fear of the Lord is not in this place. Now watch this thing before we move on. He was looking to think because they live any kind of way that they didn't have the fear of God in them. So he feared them because they didn't fear, let me rephrase that, he feared them because he thought that they didn't fear God. Now let's go on with it. Go ahead.
And yet, indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife.
Now wait a minute. Have y'all ever heard this saying? Anytime that you take part lie and put with part truth, you end up with all lie. But that's what he did here. He told part of the truth. Yeah, that was so. But you're supposed to say that was why too, but you didn't. So he told part of the truth. See, he confessed the sin of lying, of twisting the truth, and telling half-truth. Sarah was a half-sister, the daughter of his father, but not of his mother. But yet it's still that was his wife. And let me stop for a minute. Let me get y'all mind out that gutter. Yes, that was his half-sister. This is the book of Genesis, and it's also the beginning. So things like that happened back then because this is the beginning of human history. You'll find in the book of Leviticus. Remember, Leviticus come behind Genesis. Leviticus, after man had populated, God turned around and said, hey, you can't be going with this person, you can't be going with that person. So sisters and brothers was off limit. So he went down the list. Even sister-in-laws and brother-in-law was off limit. So he went down the list and tell you these are things you can't do. So now I need to explain that before you start. Wait a minute, man. Abraham had his sister for his wife. It's all right if I go with my cool. No, it's not.
No, sir. Disgusting.
And don't be looking down on it as though, oh no, I know people don't do that. Yes, they do.
Bring them out.
And after a while, they do it long enough, it start looking like it's all right. Let's go to verse 13.
And it came to pass, when God called me to wander from my father's house, that I said to her, this is thy kindness which thou shalt sow unto me, that every place whether we shall come, say to me, he is my brother.
So now he said, now he's taking his confession, not just to Abimelech, but he's taking his confession all the way back to when he first told his wife. He didn't have to tell Abimelech nothing like that, but guess what? The confession came out to Abimelech that was actually to God. You see, what we do unto God, other people might benefit from it. But we're not doing it for them, we're doing it because of God and our relationship with God. When we get our mind set on the reason that we're doing things, we'll stop worrying about who tells you thank you. Who it is that give you props for what you do. So Abraham confessed that he had made this claim throughout his life, that he had led Sarah to go along with the scheme from the beginning of their journey to the promised land. This was a horrible sin, that of misusing and exploiting Sarah, of dishonoring and shaming her, and of risking her life if the king or nobleman were displeased with her. Abraham had lied and misused Sarah to protect his own life. And he stood guilty of the charges. He had shamed and dishonored his wife, misused her to protect himself, and this must have been an extremely difficult confession to make. But Abraham had to confess the sin, for he was guilty before God and God the King. God keeps and secures us through confessions of sin. We are saved and we are kept by confession. We first confess to be saved, and we have to continue to confess to stay saved. Continue to confess, meaning when out of sin, I got to go and admit that it was me. Sometimes it might be something that I did that I wasn't aware of, but when the Lord sends somebody to bring it to my attention, I should immediately, not get puffed up, but I should immediately go to God for forgiveness. The reason I should immediately go, because I want to immediately be restored to where I was. So that's why it's so important that we go to God and confess our sin. The thing about it is, It's not like you telling God something he don't know. Well, I don't want God to know what I did. I'm sorry, you already know. So what you want God to do now, forgive you for it. But he can't do that until you ask him. He said, we have not, cause we ask not. It ain't just asking for stuff of that word. We good for asking for that. Any other question or comment?
So you lying like if you said like, cause see, I'd have been around like, you know, I told them, but I ain't tell them everything. And
So you told part of the truth.
Yeah, so they send it too.
You messed the whole truth up.
So
You
I
added some truth in there. Wait a minute, listen now. Did you tell part of the truth and left some out? Or did you tell the truth and added some meaning?
No, I told the truth. I just left so like say you be like, what happened to the car? Like, oh, the motor blowed up. But I ain't tell you I was until it blowed up. You see what I'm saying?
So that's what happened to the car.
The motor blowed up in the car, you know. But that's just an example, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
But I ain't tell you I was mashing on the gas. Why you doing that? Because then you would be like, why you doing that? Then I'd be like, I don't know. Just trying to see what I can do, you know.
Yeah. So
But see, that'll be lying too then.
You told part of the truth to keep from having to explain the whole truth.
So that's sending those still like.
Listen, you told part of the truth. If you were like, Adam, what happened to the car? Blow the motor. Adam, because you know the next question will be, well, what happened? Well, I'm just driving, it just quit.
It just blowed up.
No.
No, now you're lying. See, because it didn't jet.
It ain't just blowing.
When we said, well, what happened? It just blowed up? No, now you're lying.
Only if they ask what happened, but you don't have to.
They be like, how did it blow up? Then it'll be different. But it'll be like, what happened to the car? Oh, the car just blowed up.
I'm quite sure there's no bringing another question.
Like, how you blow the car up?
Yeah, answer like that gonna be a part of bringing another question. You know,
I'll just
the
mention
best
again.
thing to do is just go and tell the truth in the beginning, the whole truth. Be finished with it. You know, because if not, you're gonna end up telling a whole lot of lies. Because you're gonna have, when they start questioning you, and as you telling lies, guess what else you're gonna do? You're gonna get angry because you having to keep lying. And the thing about it, then we start saying, look, I told you now, I told you one time, keep acting the same thing. Why keep asking me that?
No, but see, I'd have been in a situation too, like, you know, people ask me something, but then I told them, but then they ask me like, well, you ain't tell me that. And be like, you ain't ask me that.
That's a hard thing, difficult. But what we're dealing with here was that he told a lie about a woman that he is married to, and being his sister. He left the wife part out. He told him the motor blowed up. The man want to know why the motor blowed up. It just blowed up. No. She's my wife. So, but the bottom line, let's just tell the truth. And the thing about it is, us as parents, grandparents, adults, we tell the young folk, tell the truth. But now how can we tell the truth, if we show them how to tell a lie? You understand what I'm saying? How do we show our children how to tell a lie? I'm going to give you a good way. I didn't want to be bothered with Marcus today when he came to the house. So when he knocked on the door and my daughter went to the door, I told her to tell him I'm not here. Now what am I teaching my child to do? To tell a lie. Instead of just going to either tell himself, I don't want to be bothered right now, or go to the door and tell it yourself. But when we do stuff like that, we actually teach our children how to lie. Now watch this thing. And then when they lie to us, we want to whoop them for what we done taught them how to do. But our thing is, yeah, I told you that tell that lie, but not this lie. Now they confused now. When do I supposed to lie? You see what I'm saying? So we just let's stick with the truth, and we won't have to start trying to analyze. Well, see, you can lie about me doing this, but don't you lie to me about that. No, we need to be across the board. We got to tell the truth about ourselves. That matter of fact, I think that's a big hurt, a hindrance with us as older people being grandparents and parents to make those under us sometimes think that we ain't never did nothing wrong. We can't help them like that. I done did some stuff wrong and I can help you. Why? Because I see exactly where you're going. I traveled down that road myself. I know what the outcome is going to be. I did. But instead, well, you know, that bad thing to happen to you now, back up, tell the truth. I did. If somebody tell you I did and what happened with them, maybe the person say, well, wait a minute now. If it happened to them, it can happen to me. Any other questions to come in? Big quiet. Verse, where we at? 14.
And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and manservants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife.
And God is so good. Even in the midst of the line scene, God said, I'm going to show you I'll protect you. I'm going to show you I'll bless you. Why is he showing him? This is the father of faith. He is learning just like we are learning right now. He's showing him, I'm going to tell you, hey, God secured the believer by working all things out for his good. Do y'all see this? In the midst of now watch this thing. Why would God work this out and bless him even in the midst of such a great sin that he done? He confessed the sin. He confessed it publicly. Do you know what that would take out of a man that's looked up to confess publicly? I'm messed up. I done used my wife. And you know what? And I've been using her from the very beginning. Because of his confession. Look how God worked things out. Just like he said all things. Romans 8:28, I believe it is. He didn't say most things, some things, maybe. He said all things work for the good of those that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. Even though he lied and sinned, God still worked things out for his good. Abraham and Sarah, despite their terrible sin and all the harm they had done, God took care of Abraham and Sarah through the whole affair. Note, all that now took place, all the blessing did not occur until Abraham first repented and confessed his sin. Abraham had to first suffer the discipline and chastisement, then repent and confess. Then the only thing could God work out for the good to richly bless his life is when we can confess and repent. The family was restored. The king gave Abraham several herds of animals, including the workers to tend the animal. When God gets through with something and bless it, it is blessed and can't nobody do nothing about it. So what do this, you know what this showed me more than anything? Even in the worst part of my suffering, when I repent and tell the truth, God turns around and blessed me even in the midst of that storm. Man, that's something, now that's something to think about right there. And it should encourage us. I know I'm going to suffer from telling the truth. I know it is. I'm going to be looked down on for telling the truth. I might be looked down on by man for telling the truth. But I'm going to be looked down on by God to be blessed for telling the truth. Why is that so important? Don't you understand? He told the truth when it hurt him the most. Any question coming?
Oh, you look at Abimelech, And then somebody, man, coming to somebody and telling them, man, look, why you did me like this? Because, see, I can't, man, and then still get him all that, because God had told him to give back Sarah and get him and his wife. But he went and gave him oxen, sheep, manservant, and women like, that's like, man. I mean, Abraham had to be like, golly. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I done did this, and then I done explained myself why I did it, and made it feel like I don't know if that was something to make him feel, you know, but I mean it was a confession by saying what he said, but at the same time, when that man comes to me saying, why you did me like this and still giving me all this stuff,
You don't understand? Abimelech feared God. And he feared God so much that he wanted God to know that I fear you, because I'm going to do what you tell me, not only what you told me to do, I'm going to add to it. You see, Abimelech went above and beyond, and because he went above and beyond by blessing the man of God turned around and blessed him. He's going to have to pray for you. You remember that?
Yeah.
That's where the healing comes from. See, if we ever get this thing, see, we so concerned about what people think about us, what they gonna say about us, how they gonna look at us. We never say, well, how do God look at me? How is God feeling about me? Am I pleasing him? Oh, I need to make sure I'm pleasing them because they looking at me. Now, if I please him, he'll make them look more at me. Abimelech is looking hard at him right now than he did when he came in. Abimelech found out this is a man of God. See, God had talked to him. Abraham did not know that Abimelech had an experience with a dream with God. Abraham don't know nothing about that. You see, we are people that somebody come to us and say, well, brother so-and-so, just don't tell the truth.
Where you get that from?
Know the truth.
Who
You know,
told
so
you
just
that?
don't tell them the truth. And you're going to be blessed for it. Well, all right, that didn't happen with him. You see, he didn't know the man knows. But he did a person's heart so to the point. And he said, you know, I got to tell the truth, and I got to confess this truth, not only what I did today. You see, I'm going back and tell you what I did from the beginning of this thing. How low, how they say it, how low can you go? Well, he had went on down low. How low can you go? How high can you be raised? Y'all didn't get that, did you? How low can you go? You see, when we done sinned, we done wrong, and we done found out that it done got out, and God ain't pleased with it, I feel like I can sit on a dime and swing both legs. But guess what? When I confess to him, he restored me. How low can I go? I was at my lowest point. God said, I elevate you. Remember that? Fill his pockets. That's my child. Guess what? Abimelech had something to know I might be the king. But this God that spoke to me in this dream is greater than I can even think of being. And I want him to know I fear him. You know what? Abimelech showed more fear for God than some believers do. We'll live in sin, no will. Abimelech said, oh Lord, I want you to know I'm so sorry. I'm going to do what you asked me to do, but Lord, I'm going to go above and beyond. See, a lot of times we look at what we done did for God. Well, I did so-and-so for God. How can you do enough? Lord, I love you. They go above and beyond. God want above and beyond for us. How much could he do besides suffering, humiliation, mistreatment, shame, beat, spit on, and then kill? How much more can he do for us? But I can't take nothing for him. He's greater than I am. And that's the mind we all need to get. He's greater than I am. What verse was that? Let's get 15. We're going to try to close out. We're going to start in 21 next week.
And behold, and the Amalek said, behold, my land is before you. Dwell where it pleases you.
Wait a minute. Now, if that's not fear, but it's also respect. Wait a minute, see, y'all ain't got me. I believe that Abimelech done figured out from his encounter with the true and living God that everything that I have belongs to him. The Bible says that if you want to be blessed, he said, bless the man of God. Abimelech is saying, I want to be blessed. This your man, and I'm going to bless him. So the repentant believer, Abraham, was also given the right to settle wherever he wished in the land of the Philistines. This was a new land opened up to Abraham, a new opportunity for ministry and worship of the true God before a lost people. Where was he on the border? Border Egypt. Egypt represents the world, all the sins. Look what God did. He done brought them to the border. I'm going to bless you at the border, but I want you to be a blessing to them. How do we be a blessing to them? By showing them what I look like. You just made a good start. You done humiliated yourself by telling the truth. You done confess your sin in the front of all of them. They see you have been blessed by me after you done confessed it. Then turn around, the king take you wherever you want to go. Pick you a spot. Whatever I got that you want, take it. Abimelech throwed away something that we need to throw away. Do you know what that is? You better go ahead on that. Pride. Abimelech threw pride away. Can you imagine the people in his kingdom? Man, he giving this man all of this stuff and they gonna give him land? Let me show you how we do. I've been in this kingdom for 30 years. The king ain't never gave me an acre. King ain't gave me a penny. No less a hog. He ain't even invite me to none of this banquet that the king been having. And here it is, a stranger come to the land. We don't even know him. Abimelech and bowed, he the king and bowed to somebody less. Wow. What you think the people were saying about Abimelech? Get what I don't care what y'all say. Get what we said. I care exactly what y'all said. What do I need to do to please y'all? Oh, y'all don't like the way you don't like the way I dress now? I dress like you. Oh, you don't like the conversation I have now? I talk like you. So we turn around and we join in rather than standing first. Verse 15, would it? All right, let's go on to 16.
And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to you a covering of the eyes unto all who are with you, and with all others. Thus she was reproved.
And why won't we follow God like this? When I say follow, I'm talking about go all in. That's what I'm talking about. Because Abimelech then got introduced to him in a dream. And get what Abimelech did. He done went all in. If he wasn't all in, you think about it. We talking about money, gold, silver. We talking about money now. Matter of fact, let me back that up. Silver and gold is more valuable than money. So he's giving himself more valuable than money. Verse 16. So the sinning companion Sarah was saved from some of the shame and embarrassment. The king gave Abraham 1,000 pieces of silver as restitution for Sarah. The silver was payment for whatever harm or embarrassment or shame or fear that Sarah suffered through this shameful affair. She too was guilty of lying, but not as much as Abraham. The king was trying to ease her pain and suffering by showing the high esteem in which he held her. He did not look down on her because of the lie that her husband and her had told him. He understood the situation that he was in and looked upon her with the highest honor. That means he hadn't disrespected her in no way.
Wow.
that should give us a reason to be different from all the other women. Because remember that Sarah wasn't the only woman in that whole thing. He had hundreds of them that was under him, remember? He had 318 soldiers that came under him. That was just soldiers. That didn't have nothing to do with workers and families. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I was thinking when he was talking to Sarah, he was, you know, because in the end it said, thus she was approved. I'm telling you, you know, you ain't got to go along with that kind of stuff. You know, this man is enough to cover you and everybody because God is with him. So you ain't got to play no games. You ain't got to do that.
Amen.
God is with you, so that he is sufficient. You don't have to tell no lies for protection.
Amen. That well said. And that's something that we need to keep in mind.
And he kind of like called her really like not guilty when he was saying that he is the covering your eye, like you went on what he told you to do. Like, oh, that's your, you know, that's the man. Yeah.
That is correct. So in other words, I got high respect for any woman that obey her husband to a point like that, put her own self in jeopardy. Not only her personal self, she put her integrity is in jeopardy. And remember now, she is supposed to be the mother of the believers. She's supposed to be the mother of the coming Messiah. And here it is, you put her in an environment that she couldn't maintain. You put her in an environment where it could have been a possibility that the child that he had promised them could have been questioned. You see, man only needs a reason to question something.
Yeah.
She's already pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find that out in the next chapter. She's already pregnant. But evidently, she ain't so far along that it's seen. So he put her into a position that it could have been challenged about that child being born. But God stepped in to make sure that nobody could touch her. Man, God is awesome.
Mm.
He fixed our mess. Now, if you want to see a mess, oh man, we can make two. Any other question or comment? What verse was that?
That was
16.
All right, let's tie 17 in there.
So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Amalek and his wife and his maidservant, and they bore children.
So now when God struck them, everything struck them, they couldn't even bear children. You know, when God come against you, and it ain't nothing can save you. It ain't nothing about him. Matter of fact, when God come against you, he can come any kind of way that he wants. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it to look at it. Because he God. The backslider, Abraham prayed, and once again God heard him. Why would God tell Abimelech that Abraham gonna have to pray for him? Then Abraham turned around and prayed for him after he done did such an awesome sin. See, God let Abraham know, even though you done sinned, now that you done repented, I have restored you, and you just as powerful, in other words, in your prayer as you've ever been. You see, the way that you show a person something when they don't do it. So you see, God showed him that he had been restored because he had repented, and he had took his own pride and put it out of the way and confessed his sin openly. No doubt, Abraham did what any genuine believer would do. He prayed for forgiveness and then asked God to heal Abimelech and his household. God healed them, and he healed them all. The unsaved king was most likely saved. Note verse 7, where God promised to give life to the king if he would return Sarah, and this verse where God healed him in verse 17. It is most unlikely that God would give the promise of life and heal a person, and the promise not include eternal life. Abimelech seemed to progressively recognize who God is. He certainly believed God and even did more than what God asked him to do. And we see this in these verses that we just went. So Abimelech became saved. His household became saved. And it caused the king to become saved. Maybe not every person in there, but there was a strong battle for the witness of God. You see, when he said all things work out for the good of those that love the Lord and all for their purpose, we have to understand because we belong to him. When he said all things work out for the good of you, but it's also going to be the good for him, for God to be honored and glorified. Because that's what this is all about. Honor and glory to him. So what did he use? He used the sin of Abraham to save the king, his family, and a kingdom. Did y'all get that? He used the sin of the believer. Because he knows the believer. He knows us. But see, the believer had to turn around and repent and confess. Openly. And like he said he did. Because that God blessed him. Because God blessed him, then he blessed the king of Abimelech. And then because the king was blessed by the man of God, the family and the kingdom was blessed. Can y'all see this? Even in the midst, God said all things work out. Even in the midst of the sin that when we done messed up, God can use us in our mess up if we'll confess our mess up. And then turn from our mess up. Now you can't stay in it. That's what repent means. It means turn. Repent. I did this sin and I'm turning from it. It's just that simple. You might say, well, I'm on sin and something else. We ain't talking about something else. We talking about this. We work on one thing at a time.
Yes.
Guess what? If you keep working on one thing at a time, before you know it, you'll have a lot of things done. Just one thing at a time. And believe me, we got a lifetime of work to do.
Yes.
The whole time we over here, we need to be working on us.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of work to do.
Yes, sir.
On us. Any questions or comments? If not, let's go and do verse 18.
For the Lord had fast closed up all the wounds of the house of Amalek because of Sarah, Abraham's wife.
Look at this. God, listen to what he said. I protected Sarah by closing up not only just the womb, but he had the men, but he couldn't do nothing. So if a man can't do nothing, couldn't nobody bother Sarah. He was protecting her. But guess what? By protecting her, he was also making a statement to the whole kingdom. Who else got the power to make a whole kingdom see?
King.
Think about it. Just say, this whole Barbara County would get sick. It'd take a power punch to make everybody get sick. At one time, everybody got the same sick. Just think about that. And then one man can come through and pray for you and everybody be blessed. One God working through one man. That's what he's doing right here. One man, Abraham. He's working through him to help us today. The converted king and his household was blessed. They were healed by the miraculous power of God. This is the first healing miracle mentioned in Scripture. God will do whatever is necessary to save and keep his dear followers. The true believer, even when the believer caves in to the pressure of the world and its attractions, God will twist, turn, and mature to work all things out for the good. God will save and deliver the believer from affliction, pressure, trials, temptation, and sins of this earth. You know, God said, blessed is the one that overcomes. He didn't say blessed is the one that would not be tempted. He said blessed is the one that's not going to have trials and tribulations come upon him. He said, blessed is the one that overcomes. Overcome means not to give in to the situation that has attacked. So he's telling you if we can overcome it, that there's a blessing in it. Our thing is, we don't want to be attacked.
No.
See, that's not, we don't want to be attacked. Why we don't want to be attacked? Because I don't want to be tried. I just want everything to just go smooth sailing. Don't give me no problem, no resistance, just let everything just go with. Well, God said that I suffer for you, and if you're going to follow me, I can suffer to follow. There's a reward in suffering too. We done talked about the inheritance of the kingdom. We done talked about the rewards that God has for us. We done talked about the crown. We done talked about things that eyes and ears haven't heard or seen. We talked about how God said, prepare a place for you. I mean, and the list goes on and on. And to us that know these things, that should encourage us to want to overcome the situation that comes against us because of the reward that Deacon Nelson can say at the end. And everybody who's born in this world, you got an end. No matter how short or long that it may be, but there is an end. You can celebrate the day that you were told you come into this world, but you're not going to celebrate the day that you get out of this world. Somebody else will have your home for a service, but you won't be able to celebrate them. You don't know when that day is. You don't know when that time is. We don't know if it's the day. Or we don't know if we'll live another 100 years. But we do know one thing. We got a birthday and we have a departure day. Paul said, my departure is at hand. Any question or comment? If not, we're going to stop right there. We'll start on next week, the Lord will, on chapter 21 in Genesis. We hope and pray that something has been said and done to give us understanding of God's word and help us to grow in His word, that we may be more like His Son, Jesus Christ, who is our example. I know we get folks to have our executive board meeting